Hey folks, Engineer 775. I'm up on a roof, and I probably shouldn't be. My nickname is Crumple Stillskin, and but they let me on the roof because it's really well reinforced with 2x4 purlin, so we're going for it. This is the first time I've used the Iron Ridge tilt-up racking. These are 30-degree tilt-up racks. We're going to be putting 15 modules on the roof, and everything on this project is DC. We're going to put in a DC well pump. We're going to take 6 panels and run a DC air conditioner. We're going to put 6 panels over here, and we're going to run a charge controller to some batteries to run freezers and other devices. And then we're going to put 3 panels back here for the DC well pump. So this is a unusual project in that everything for this array is going to be running DC appliances. So it's a fun project. But again, the first time using these Iron Ridge tip-ups, and but I also wanted to use these ecofasten feet. I couldn't get the Snap and Wreck S5s, so with these ecofasten, really secure. Got 2-inch lags going down into 2x4 purlins. It'll never come off. So, okay. No, these panels aren't set yet. We're about to start setting this first array. We got our shading analysis is really good. So our spacing between our arrays is about 40 inches. We'll never shade the next array. And verify that with a Pathfinder and helioscope. So we're doing well. We'll have a walk around area for everything in rows for servicing. Alright folks, it's the end of day 2 on DC Solar project, and what did we accomplish today? Well, we installed a Grundfos SQF Flex alongside a standard centrifugal pump, and we plumbed it as simply as we could. I know it might look a little complicated, but we have one control valve, and that valve allows water to come from the tank on the hill, or we can close the valve and just isolate the solar system, but none of the pumps can be deadheaded, meaning they're not going to pump against the valve, so that nobody will ever be in trouble of doing that. So we can have a grid pump, and we can have a solar pump, and so we've tested that. We actually, before the sun got behind the trees over there, we were able to pump 650 gallons of water, so that was pretty cool. So we're gonna have a full tank. We got an overflow to a really cool waterfall that I'll show you. So we ended up taking our solar. You can see it's kind of, I'm calling it hidden solar, is up on top of this carport. And then we're just making a mess. But we got to do some strapping and stuff, so there's some things that are loose. But in order to get our solar down from up on this roof, we just used some flex and worked it into our disconnect and over to the pump. So we have 3 Mission solar panels in series. So these first 3 panels, they're kind of in the worst position of all the panels because this thing pumps so much water they'll never need it. It's pumping at 11 gallons a minute. So here we have 3 Mission solars that are in series, again feeding that SQ Flex. And then we're going to work on the solar air conditioner, which the solar is up there, 6 panels that we'll put together. So we're liking this. So far so good. So, and then I'll show you the tank that's up on the hill. So today was solar water day. Yesterday was getting all the solar put on. Tomorrow is solar air conditioning and solar battery charging to run DC freezers and a Cpap machine. So we're going to be, let me show you what we're going to do there. It's a cool ladder I bought at SPI, Telesteps. I don't know if it's rated for my weight, but we're testing it. Another product review. So over here, we're going to be mounting our little R2D2 that we're building over here. No, it's just our pull box, outside pull box, and a couple of baby box MMP3s. We're going to put the air conditioner in here with a 300 volt breaker, and then we're going to combine the two battery charging arrays in this combiner, and we'll mount that over here on this 2-inch conduit, and then this goes over to the corner of the house, and I'll show you all that for running the freezers. And that's going to be pretty much the day 3 part of this job. You can't see the tank. I'll show you the tank if I can here soon. Okay, now I'm going to show you where we put the tank. Oh, by the way, the overflow is going to end up in this awesome little waterfall that actually diverts over to this amazing pond full of giant catfish and moving islands, and I'll show you that later. It really messes with you. And we're going to go up this hill if the little golf cart can carry me. So we always try to get the customer to put the tank at the highest point on the hill. And what's so awesome about this job, we came here and the trench was already done. So we were very thankful for that. And it's not always fun putting in trenches without, trying not to tear up your woods. So they were digging under roots and running their lines to supply in the overflow through a lot of challenging terrain. So we're going up and up and up, and we did put a pressure gauge on the well down there, and we measured about 27 psi. So we're at 62 feet above the homestead here. Again, that's as high as he could get on his property, which is not too shabby. And the house, everything that we tested, the showers, we tested everything. It's not the pressure that they're used to off their grid pump, and there she is. So there's still some dirt work to be done, but we set the Rotoplas tank, and I like their little trick. They had an old piece of scrap carpet and put the carpet down under the tank. So, because there's a lot of trees, a lot of roots, and there's a couple things you can put under there. Sometimes we use insulation board, but I like the carpet because carpet is tough. And so we have a line coming in to the bottom of the tank and a line going out, and then the homeowner's gonna basically backfill this tank, make sure there's about 12 to 18 inches of dirt over top of not over top of the tank, but over top of the inlet. And again, he's going to have a lot of water. I think there's like 650 gallons of water. Let's go take a look. I'm not exactly sure how much we actually pumped before the sun got behind the panels, behind the trees. 525. 525. Let's see where we're at. Oh my. Can you see that, folks? You see the water? So that was just this afternoon. Pumps really fast, and here's our overflow up here. So we haven't hit the overflow, but tomorrow we will. I don't know where oh, there they are. We're at that ring. Yeah, we're at least 500 gallons. All right, so pumped almost 600. So, I don't know, the house is down there. I don't know if you can see it. If I zoom in, you can see rooftop. So the shower at the top of the house, the uppermost bathroom, it was okay. You could definitely take a shower, but you're probably running about 20 psi. So, but that's still doable. This is, again, just using solar and gravity to have unlimited water to your homestead. You cannot beat it. There's no float switches, there's no lightning, no antennas in the ground. It's just simple plumbing and a very efficient pump and three simple solar panels. So we'll be checking this and monitoring this tomorrow. We'll be back up here. So day 2 was wiring 3 out of the 15 modules, putting in a pump alongside an existing pump, getting this tank plumbed, overflowing, and then we're starting on our solar air conditioning, and it's time to go home. We'll see you tomorrow for day 3. Okay, the goal for this solar water pumping job, and how we know we were successful, is when water comes out of that pipe. I don't know if you can see. Oh yeah. So right here is the overflow for the tank on the hill. So the customer has this awesome natural, this is a diverted creek into the front of his house. Really slick system, no pumps required here, folks. So with a solar pump overflow, he decided to drop it in here, add a little more water to his water feature, and that's gonna be cool. So when we see water, we'll come back hopefully in a little bit, we'll have a wet rock right here. Okay, beginning of day 3. Mr. Abraham is putting up our 2 baby box combiners and disconnects. We're going to have one for our air conditioner and one for our battery charging circuit. We've already pulled the wires over to the house. Let me show you that. So we're going to pull down. We've already got the water pump and the tank should be full here in about an hour. And then again, we're going to have a 300 volt DC breaker in here, and then we're going to combine the array in here. I could have combined the arrays on the roof with Y splitters, and so you solar experts out there, you can, I'll preempt your attack, and just I'm combining them here off two 10 amp breakers here for combining, and then we're going to go. At number 8 for the MMPT, the Midnight 150 Classic charge controller, and number 10 for the air conditioner, 100-foot run, because I'm running around 210 volts. So check my voltage drop too. So anyway, nothing like being defensive when you're shooting your YouTube videos. Got all these solar guys out there, right, Abraham?
Poaching.
Poaching?
No.
Oh, okay. So let's go look at the rest. So this 2-inch conduit is where we're bringing our. There were so many 45s and 90s. Customer actually put that in before we got here, so we didn't know how hard of a wire pull we were going to have. So we just pulled it here. We're going to mount a box here, and then here are the 2 freezers that will go neck and neck. Sundancer that I provided and a Sunstar that they picked up. We're going to upgrade this 24 volt battery bank with some 888Ds. We're going to put a Midnight Classic here. We're going to put a breaker disconnect here. And then the air conditioner is going to go up for a master bedroom here, the heat pump, AC/DC 12C. And we're going to get some whips to go into the outdoor unit that has MC4 connectors already on it. You got to make sure you don't mess up the polarity on that baby. We haven't, but you got to be careful. So, which all of you know, in the DC world, it's not as forgiving as the AC world, is it? Okay, so we got our wires over, got plenty of wire, and we got a lot to do today. This is day 3. Okay, the water just for the first time start coming out the overflow, and the rock's getting wet. See? Got clearing some air out. And it'll do that, it'll pulse because gravity's running it down. So that was our first water out of the overflow. Here she comes. How's that? Okay, we got a nice overflow now. Look at that. Alright, beginning of day 4. What did we get done at the end of day 3? Well, we have all of our arrays wired. When I say arrays, it's basically 3 groups on the roof. It's 15 modules, and we brought 6 down in series to a 300 volt breaker in here for the air conditioner, a direct drive air conditioner. This side is to a Midnight Classic 150, and then on the other side I showed you the well pump disconnect is down there. Now at the end of the day, there's always, the customer so excited about all that was getting done, we started talking about other solutions that we could direct drive, and so we talked about hot water. So we're going to put, we pulled another wire out, so we re-ran wire from our junction boxes, and we added a couple more conductors for a solar hot water direct drive system. We're probably going to put the PV on this bank facing back south this direction to probably get it up around, well, we'll go up on the bank, so we'll have minimal shading probably right behind me. And so we went ahead and ran another run for the solar hot water hybrid controller. We'll put 4 modules on that, run it to his water heater, and so this project's just totally turned into this direct drive cool DC project. So we're going to be living behind the house today, wiring up charge controllers, batteries, Cpap machines, freezers, and hope to have that. Okay, here we are, the end of day 4. It's a Saturday. Everybody's tired, ready to go home. we have finished what we intended to do here. Everything is working really well. This is, again, a pretty cool project, all direct drive, 4,400 watts of solar. We're actually going to come back, I think, convince the homeowner he needs a hot water solution. So we got all our solar coming in here, going off to two different things. We're going to a classic charge controller, and we're going to an air conditioner. Now, I didn't install the air conditioner. His heat and air guy is going to do it. It's going to go right here, master bedroom, and we left the solar whips. We're bringing solar over here at 210 volts, and then we'll be able to hook it right directly to the MC4 connectors on the unit. We've got a couple of 8A8D batteries backing up here to what the Classic is doing. It's a 24-volt system that's running two freezers. We're doing a little head-to-head study here between the Sunstar, 14 cubic foot, and a Sundancer, 13 cubic foot chest-style freezer that will be running off of these batteries at all times. So I put on two inline analyzers. I get these from here, Hurricane Wind Power in Virginia. Thanks, Tony. And these are just handy little inline analyzers I put on Anderson connectors, and they tell you basically, if you can see it, like freezer's running at 49 watts, pulling 1.7 amps. The other one's off right now. We made a connection for a Cpap machine to run a Cpap machine for 8 hours a day, and I put an analyzer on that as well. So we'll be running that. So everything's fused. I use the Anderson DC connectors just because they're easy and people can't mess up the polarity of things. And so that's what's going on back here. So it's the end of the day. Sun's already behind the trees, and we're charging batteries. I hope my focus is just on this. Camera's just messing me up. Hope you can read. Can you read that? I don't think you can. Maybe you can. Yeah. So we're sitting at 20. We're finally hit float on the battery. I just been in bulk and absorb, and we're on float, so that's great. So we're just bringing down the power, and so that's it. So looking forward to hearing some feedback. Customer is so excited. I think he's more excited about his water than anything. So we ended up not having to need to put a booster pump in. He did have enough elevation behind his home, and so that saved a lot of time because we just didn't want to get in that crawl space this afternoon anyway and do that. So I'll be taking that booster pump back and save it for another video. But the goal is to keep the food frozen. This is the modern day ice house, directly off of the sun, no inversion. So cool. So if we can help you get off the grid as much as possible, you know, most folks have jobs and they live on the grid, they take care of their families, and they're just trying to live life normally. So that's the challenge sometimes of building a nice off-grid system that allows them to live off of that, so they don't have to do anything if there was an event or a difficult situation. They're already living off of their off-grid system. So, but a lot of people, you know, they want to have the same pressure or better, the same cooling or better. So that's our challenge, is to make our off-grid infrastructure as good as or better than what they already have. That way, they're happy customers. So if you need help with anything, please give me a call, send me an email, but stay tuned for day 3. I want to just go fishing. Can I want to go fishing. I couldn't go on the zip line. They said I was going to break it.